this morning, so I was really, like attracted to know what's going on. So this is why I joined you.
Great, welcome. We're going to start in a
Thank you.
few minutes. So I'm going to
Excellent.
start by introducing myself, and we're hoping more
Please.
people join in, and then I'll proceed with the information.
Sure.
I think Vivian
So,
has been here before, right? Vivian, you've been on one of my calls before.
no,
I
actually, this is the
recognize.
first time. No.
Yeah, no, not Rahma, the other girl, Vivian. Someone else.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
that's all right.
It's okay.
So, yeah. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Ruchi Khanna, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a Vedic astrologer. I'm a conscious manifestation life coach, which means that if you want to create something in your life and you're unable to do it right now, then I help you to cross that bridge and create whatever you want to create in your life, whether that's better relationships, better health, whatever that may be. I help you to achieve that in your life. So those are basically the things that I do and offer through Illuminations. And what I'm talking about today is immersive therapy. All right. And just as soon as we begin, we're going to wait for a few more minutes because I have a feeling more people will be joining in. Okay, there are 2 more people already. Welcome, Manjari. Welcome, Patricia. So I recognize a few of these names from some of the other talks I've done. Welcome, Anila. So for those of you who are joining, hello, Patricia. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I've done a lot of, things with Illuminations over the years. But for those of you who are new to my work, I just want to say my name is Ruchi Khanna. And I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a Vedic astrologer. Vedic astrology is a little bit different from your Western astrology. So I'm a Vedic astrologer. It's the Eastern system of astrology. It's based on the principle of karmas. And I'm a conscious manifestation life coach, which means that I was just explaining to Rama a few minutes ago that if you want to create something in your life, if you want to achieve something in your life, you want to manifest something in your life, then I help you to get to that space of fulfillment. And we cover the gaps of whatever is not allowing you to reach that place. We work on you in a way where you can create what you want to create in your life. So that's what conscious manifestation is all about, right? So today I'm talking about immersive therapy. And I want to introduce immersive therapy to you today. So immersive therapy is basically an emotional healing tool that I have created, but I don't want to take the credit of it because I don't feel like I'm the creator of immersive therapy at all. I feel like immersive therapy came to me, or I channeled it when I was a ready instrument to do so. What I mean by that is that I had had enough healing happen in my life where I had, dealt with whatever emotional baggage that I had been carrying to a great extent. And so I had become a good channel for this information to come through me. Okay, I want this to be interactive. So if you have questions at any point, please feel free to type them out in our chat and I'll be very happy to answer them, right? So as I was saying, immersive therapy was something that came to me and it was channeled by me by higher aspects of myself that were already healed. Now, when you do the immersive therapy course, I talk about parallel realities. I talk about realities that in which we are already healed. And immersive therapy is going to connect us with those healed aspects of ourselves. Immersive therapy is all about connecting us with those healed aspects of our personality. And how we do that is by really connecting with all aspects of ourselves in this current reality, just the way they are. So immersive therapy is a body process where we use the intelligence of the physical body to really get in touch with the truth of who we are being in this moment. Because your physical body cannot lie. Your mind can play tricks on you. So your mind can actually, get the confusion into you. But your physical body will always speak the truth. I want you to compare it to your mind being like water or like the wind. It's very malleable, but your physical body is like a rock. Okay, so think of a river and your physical body is like a rock on the banks of that river. It's solid, it stays there, it doesn't move very easily. But the water shapes it, the wind shapes it, your mind shapes your physical body. So if you really want to know the health of the river, you want to know the current of the river, which is the mind, you have to check the rock, right? You have to see whether this rock is round or whether it's, pointed, how many crevices does it have, and that gives you a great indication about what is happening with the water. Similarly, your physical body gives us a great indication of what is happening in your mind space. Your mind is basically your thoughts and emotions. So someone is unmuted.
Only this one is there.
I think Neha, if you can just please mute yourself, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, so I compared the physical body to the rock at the banks of the river, and your physical body will tell you the exact condition of your mind. It will tell you what is happening in your mind space. The physical body and the mind are basically one entity. And if we really want to get in touch with the mind, with your thoughts and emotions, the best way to do that is through the physical body. So immersive therapy uses the intelligence, the natural intelligence of the physical body to get in touch with the mind and to resolve whatever negative emotional charge is being held in the physical body and mind, because they are one entity, right? And when we have dealt with the emotional imbalances of the physical body and of the mind, we can bring the body back into a state of balance and homeostasis, and the mind also back into the state of balance and homeostasis. And when that happens, we feel better about our life, we feel positive, we feel free, and we are able to manifest whatever we want in our life with more clarity, because we've let go of the heavy negative emotional charge that we have been carrying like a sack of rocks on our back. Right? So does that make that clearer? All right. So in immersive therapy, you will learn a lot about why we are here. What is the purpose of life? What are we doing here? What is your individual purpose of being here? What are you doing? What is the reason that you are on earth right now at this moment in time? How are you contributing? And how are the experiences that you've been through in your life, even the difficult experiences that you have been through in your life, how are those experiences shaping who you are? How are those experiences helping you to become a better and better version of yourself? So you will learn that when you study immersive therapy. So it's a very deep inquiry into life itself, and it's a very deep inquiry into the self. When I begin the course of basic immersive therapy or the foundational course of immersive therapy, there are 2 levels. And what I'm presenting right now is level 1, which is the basic course. I start with creation itself. I start with us understanding together why the universe was created. What is it that caused the creation of this universe? What is the purpose of it all? Have you ever wondered, why are we here? What are we doing? So immersive therapy ventures into answering those questions. It works with the laws of physics. So you will also understand science from a different perspective. You will understand quantum physics from a different perspective, because immersive therapy gets into the science of it also. Not in a boring way, but in a very interesting way, where we really dissect what quantum physics is all about and how is science actually integrating with spirituality to help us to understand why we are here, what we are doing, what is the purpose of it all in the larger sense, and what is your purpose? Why are you here individually? So it answers all those extremely important questions. Okay. Now, a very important thing that I want you to understand today is that you are perfect, you are divine, and there is an aspect of you that is completely healed and in complete integrity. All right. And that aspect of you is actually helping you today in your life to come to your healed best step, right? We just have to open ourselves to listening. And immersive therapy helps us to open ourselves to listening to the clues of our higher self. What is our higher self? What is our soul trying to communicate to us? All these experiences that we are going through in our life are, learning our, circumstances that our soul is creating for us to learn the lessons that we need to in order to become better and better versions of ourselves, more and more evolved lessons, more and more evolved versions of ourselves. So this is simply Earth School, and we are learning the game of life through all the experiences that we are going through, right? So immersive therapy is about dealing with our shadow. I'm sure all of you have heard of this, the ego, and dealing with the ego and dealing with the shadow, dealing with our shadow side. And sometimes it's very confusing. I mean, how do you deal with your shadow? How do you deal with your shadow side? So it is about embracing yourself completely, because you are, the goodness in you is also an aspect of your personality. And all the things that we shy away from, like the guilt that we feel, the jealousy that we feel, the anger that we feel, that is also very much part of us. That is very much part of our personality that many times we ignore, that many times we shove under the carpet. But shadow differs from ego. Well, your shadow comes from the ego mind personality, right? So all these feelings that we have come from the ego mind personality. So yes, your shadow is a part of the ego mind personality, or a construct of the ego mind personality, right? And your shadow actually is helping you to become a better and better and more integrated version of yourself. Because the minute you deal with your shadow, the minute you work with it, the minute you integrate it by understanding what it's trying to tell you, you become a healed version of yourself. You become a more balanced version of yourself. And the whole game of life is actually helping you to become a more balanced version of yourself. And in the course, you will actually learn how that is happening. How is this game of life actually helping us to become a more balanced version of ourselves, a more healed version of ourselves? You will understand how, through this construct of duality, how this construct of opposites, contrast, we are actually learning.
Which is like this.
Sorry. Okay, so that was someone's unmute. Okay. So you will learn how the shadow is actually helping you. The contrast of the shadow to the self is actually helping you to come into more and more balance and more integrity within yourself. All right. So I want to talk about now about some of the principles of immersive therapy. I'm going to touch upon them because I want you to really understand what you're going to get into. It's a really deep, as I said already, understanding about the self, a really deep understanding about life and why we are here and why this whole game of life exists in the first place. Because I really believe that when you have the wisdom about these things, when you have a deeper understanding about these things, you can cope with life much better. You become a happier and wiser, aspect of yourself, and a more informed aspect of yourself. So, knowledge sets you free, wisdom sets you free. It helps you to have a better perspective about everything in life, a more evolved perspective about everything in life. And then you don't take things so seriously. You don't take things, you don't carry the heaviness and the baggage of whatever you go through in your life. So it's really important to understand the wisdom behind everything that exists, right? And this course will help you to do that, right? So I want to talk about some of the principles and how we really get to the understanding of this. So the first principle is mindfulness, all right? The first principle is mindfulness, and you will get into the whole understanding of what mindfulness is and how you can achieve mindfulness in your day-to-day life. So firstly, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is when you become aware of yourself. You become aware of your body. You become aware of your mind. You become an observer of your body and your mind. That is the beginning of mindfulness. That is about, you know, really viewing the self and observing the self for whatever the self is, right? So it begins with that. Immersive therapy begins with that. And we really go into the understanding of what mindfulness is and how we can practice mindfulness and how we can all become mindful, because that's the starting point of any kind of healing. All right. The second thing is becoming authentic. What do you mean by becoming authentic? This is a very interesting thing, actually. What do I mean by becoming authentic? When you become mindful of your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and you start observing what this play of thoughts is all about, what your emotions are all about, right? You start understanding who you really are and what you're really feeling. And that is what becoming authentic is all about. Understanding, hey, wait a minute, this is what I'm thinking and this is what I'm feeling. It's okay to think what I'm thinking and it's okay to feel what I'm feeling, right? So just becoming authentic, becoming raw. It's that raw part of you. It may be messy, it may be your shadow side, but we are dealing with it. We're not shunning away any part of us. We're embracing all of who we are at this moment, right? So, you know, in immersive therapy, we also study the law of attraction to a great degree. We study the law of karma. You know, we really understand the law of attraction and the law of karma. Because many times I have seen that, you know, the law of karma and the law of attraction, the way it's perceived, it judges the authentic self. So if you're feeling angry, then you're not supposed to feel that, or you're judging that as being wrong or being bad. Now that is opposed to the idea of, you know, embracing the shadow. So in immersive therapy, we don't do that. We use the law of attraction and we use the law of karma in a very conducive, very beautiful way. We tie it up with the authentic self because we deal with our shadow side. We first see it. We say it's okay that the shadow is here, and we learn how to deal with it. We learn how to become an authentic version, a raw version of ourselves. You know, we learn to own our messy brilliance in this course. Now, the third thing is that we learn about being non-judgmental, okay? Moving into non-judgment about your feelings, recognizing that feelings are a construct of the ego mind personality who just wants to perpetuate itself. So you'll really learn to analyze the ego mind personality. You learn to recognize the ego mind personality, and you learn how not to get into the games and the trap of the ego mind personality who just wants to perpetuate itself because it's insecure. All right, so it's okay to move into non-judgment about exactly who you are in this moment and exactly what you're feeling in this moment as well, right? So that is about becoming non-judgmental. The fourth thing we understand is the law of duality. What does that mean? Like I said before, we are learning through this construct of duality. We are learning through contrast in our life. We are learning through the shadow as opposed to the light. So what is that? Understanding that the ego mind personality is learning through the experience of duality as part of this 3D construct or life. So this is the third dimensional reality, what we are all experiencing right now, right? So you and me are speaking right here. We are talking. This is all third dimensional, okay? Tuning into the premise that this is Earth School and every experience is teaching us an important lesson in self-realization, self-understanding, which means that every experience is helping us to come into alignment with that non-physical soul part of us. So you are learning all the things about yourself that are in integrity already. So I am powerful. This is a soul, this is the expression of the higher self or of the soul, your soul power. You are all powerful. You are worthy. You are loved. You are the very essence of love. So you're learning all these things about yourself through the construct of duality. And you will see how duality is actually helping us to grow into the highest version of ourselves. The fifth thing that we understand is inner child healing. Understanding the lesson, the negative experience or emotions were providing for your own growth and evolution in your life context by going into past trauma or going into the inner child. So the inner child is that aspect of us that is not healed. And because of that, we are carrying a negative emotional charge, which is a heavy emotion in our energy field. And when we deal with that inner child, we resolve and we digest that heavy emotion. And when we digest that heavy emotion, we can move into neutrality and we can move forward in life with ease and grace. All right. The sixth thing is the theory of neutrality. So what is neutrality? Neutrality is coming to the understanding that everything happens for a reason. All right. And when you digest your negative emotions, you are able to come to that point of neutrality. All right, whatever happened in my life in the past happened for a reason. And I have learned from it and I have grown from it. And now when I look back at it, I have no emotional charge about it. I'm in neutrality. I feel okay about it because I have learned the lesson. I have understood the lesson. I have forgiven whatever needed to be forgiven from that situation. And so I'm in neutrality. I don't feel angry or I don't feel sad or I don't feel depleted or frustrated whenever I think of that. I'm in neutrality. And neutrality is a very powerful place to be. From neutrality, you have the wisdom to look at all directions, to look at the scenario from a larger perspective. So the seventh point is you can move into aware living from a space of neutrality. Living in awareness and choosing your thoughts and emotions as an active observer of your life. Does that make sense? I want to hear from you. Do you have any questions? Great. Thank you, Patricia. Awesome. I'm loving that everyone's getting this. So if you have any questions, please fire on. I'm happy to answer them. Yeah? Okay, Patricia has a question. Although sometimes it is difficult to train or retrain your mind. Yes, I agree, Patricia. But this is not about training the mind. It is about understanding the mind. It is about moving into more and more compassion about the self. So it's about befriending yourself all over again rather than judging yourself. So we want to train something. We want to train our mind when we feel like it's unruly or it needs restraining or it needs to be, trained or tamed. But that's not what we're trying to do here, Patricia. What we're trying to do instead is to become the best friend of your ego and your mind, to understand it and to stop judging it so that we can really deal with its rawness. We can really understand it to such a great extent that, we can, with softness, with love, we can change whatever needs to be changed. Yeah. Yes, but it needs a lot of practice is what Rama says. Not really. It's actually very simple because immersive therapy is actually a step-by-step process. So it gives you a 11-step process about how exactly you can, change whatever you need to change about your mind by first understanding it. So that's actually a great question. And no, it's not difficult, Rama. It's quite easy. And in the course, you'll actually learn how to do it. And by the time the course is over, you'll know how to practice this for yourself, for your family. And if you're a therapist, then you'll know how to practice this on your clients. It's a great tool to have in your toolkit to deal with your emotional baggage and to balance and bring homeostasis in the body and the mind, right? It's almost like your body reacts before your mind does. Yes, that's very true, which is why I said you have to use the intelligence of the body because the body never lies. Your mind can play games with you. Your mind can play tricks, but your body will also always speak the truth, right? So, whenever you enter a room and you're nervous, you'll have butterflies in the stomach. You may be telling yourself that, hey, you know what? It's all right. I'm going to be okay. But your body can't lie. You have butterflies in your stomach. And you know that, hey, you know what? I'm a little nervous. So your body is telling you exactly what you're feeling. So yeah, your body reacts before your mind does. Also, physical illness in the body. What is it really? Physical illness in the body is just bringing our attention to the issue because when it is in the body, you can't ignore it. If you have a tummy pain, you have to take a medicine. You can't ignore it. If you have a headache, you have to deal with it in some way, right? So it brings your attention to the moment, to the now moment immediately when it's in your body. Yeah, but it's actually the physical body is actually telling you that, hey, you know what, there's something that you've not dealt with in the mind, and which is why it's come into the body. Right? AE says, Rama, stop judging. What a powerful message. Yeah, stop judging. I mean, I think, you know, we judge ourselves so much for who we authentically are that we shut our authentic selves off. We say, you know what, it's not right being who you are in this moment. But it's okay to be whoever you are and deal with it. Even if you're jealous of something. Let's take jealousy as an example. You know what, I go to a friend's house and I see these beautiful, she's done her house beautifully, and you know, there's a small part of me that's feeling a little jealous. So I judge myself for being jealous. I say, oh, that's really bad. And yeah, it's not the best thing, but why am I feeling jealous? If I become my best friend, and if I learn to deal with my shadow side, then I'm going to ask the question, hey, wait a minute, why am I feeling jealous? Am I feeling jealous because my house needs a makeover? Or am I feeling jealous because, you know what, I need to do something about my life. I need to shake it up. I need to explore it more so that I feel so happy for myself that I don't have to feel jealous, you know, about whatever is happening with my friends. But you know what we do instead? We shove it under the carpet and we say, oh, bad girl, you should not judge. It's such a bad thing to judge, right? Or a bad thing to be jealous, sorry. But everything that is in our shadow is actually telling us something about ourselves. It's actually nudging us in the right direction if we would only listen. Even my jealousy is telling me, hey, you know what? You need to shake things up a little. You need to up your life game. So get on it. Become so happy in your space that you stop feeling jealous. You're too busy in your own life to even look at another person's life, right? It's telling you something about yourself. So AE says, I manifested something recently, but it came about in the most unexpected way. And it is scary. Could this be a punishment? No, my darling, nothing is a punishment. Okay. Do you want to give me a little more insight into what it is so I can, you know, talk about it better with you? So AE, give me a little bit more information if possible. Otherwise, I'll work on it with the way you've sent it. Patricia says, we are our worst critics. Yes, we are our worst critics. And that is the problem. We are not ready to embrace the shadow self. And it's time we do. We have reached a point in our collective journey as consciousness where we are ready to integrate the shadow, where we are ready to move into higher and higher levels of awareness and higher levels of consciousness. Neha says, when I was 24, I used to get jealous of my crush girlfriends and felt small. Well, yeah, so exactly. So, you know what? Why? Ask yourself, why was I jealous? Is it because I wanted to become a better version of myself? Is it because I want to be noticed and I feel like I have the potential to be noticed? Or is it because, you know what, I have to stop caring about others and really become more confident within myself? Whatever it may be for you, you need to deal with your shadow. You need to deal with that part of you that is jealous because it's trying to communicate something to you. It's trying to tell you something. Oh, lost someone special. Wow, no, it's not a punishment, AE. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am, but it's not a punishment at all, right? Right. No, it's not a punishment. It was just their time. And sometimes you need to honor that it's just their time. And, you know, whatever you have received, whatever you have manifested as a result of that is just a blessing. So, you know, manifestation is not a bad thing. Desiring something is not a bad thing. Sometimes we judge ourselves for desiring something as well. Right. So I want that big, beautiful house, but, you know, I'm in judgment of anything where you have to spend a lot of money, or, you know, because I believe that, you know, spending a lot of money is evil. It's a bad thing. So if I'm judging spending money as being evil or money as being a bad thing, then how am I going to manifest that big house? Nothing is bad. Nothing is evil. Of course, If it's coming from a space of wanting to harm someone, then that's a different thing, because that's an unhealed part of you that you need to deal with first. But anything that you desire, there's nothing wrong with desiring, right? You can desire that beautiful car just as long as you're in integrity and authenticity when you're desiring it. So I want that beautiful house, not because I want to show my parents that, you know, look, I have done so well, or I want to show society that, look, I have done so well in my life. No, but I want that big, beautiful house because I really enjoy living in a big, beautiful house. And it's going to be so much fun for me and my family to have all that space. You see the difference between the two energies? One is you being authentic and wanting that house because it's going to make you happy. And the other is about proving something to somebody. And that is an imbalanced energy. The minute you want to prove something, you're imbalanced, because it's a heavy energy that is taking you away from your balance, taking you away from your homeostasis. And you need to deal with that because that's an unhealed part of you, right? So you may get that big house, but it will come with its complications, right? But in your case, AE, that's not the case. I mean, I think you need to consider it a blessing, right? All right. What about chronic illness? Do we manifest that? Yes, that is Kamaini. Yes, we do. We do manifest that as well. Everything in your life, you have manifested, and you have manifested it for a reason. And you need to understand the reason why you have manifested whatever you have manifested. When you understand the reason behind or the lesson behind why that situation exists, you will come into a space of neutrality. And when you come into a space of neutrality, that chronic illness cannot exist in your space anymore. It has to sort itself out. Do you understand that? Or that issue cannot stay in your life anymore. It has to sort itself out. Or you shift so much that, you know what, that illness doesn't even matter anymore. And slowly it just goes away. Or not. But it doesn't bother you anymore. Right? So that is the magic of coming into a space of neutrality. And immersive therapy actually teaches you. It's a step-by-step process through which you come into that space of balance, homeostasis, and neutrality, from where you can actually choose what you want to create in your life. All right? Rama says, why are we judging ourselves so much? You tell me, Rama. I want to know. Right? So that's what I'm saying. We are ready, Rama, and everybody. We are ready to stop this process of self-judgment. We are ready now to come out of it. We are ready to integrate the shadow side. We are ready to become kinder to ourselves. We are ready for love, self-love. And you know what? Many times people feel like, I want to address this, and we will talk about it much more in the course, but I want to address this. Many times people feel that when they are taking care of themselves, they are being selfish. That is not being selfish at all. That is called being self-centered. It's about basing everything in your life from a space of self-centeredness, from a space of integrity, by knowing that you deserve everything that you want in your life. And that is not selfish, because you're filling your cup. And the more you fill your cup, the more you come into a space where your cup can overflow, and then you can be useful to others as well. And that is a win-win situation. When we give others from a space of depletion, we have nothing left for ourselves, and we have nothing left for others either. So it's very important to be self-centered. And when I say self-centered, I don't mean selfish at all. Right? So I just wanted to really talk about that. So Benny says, but if we don't criticize ourselves, how will we improve? That's a beautiful question, Benny, actually. So, you know, you can improve by being critical, but that's just being very harsh on yourself and moving into judgment and making yourself feel bad or making yourself feel unworthy. And, you know, yes, you will improve from that harsh criticism, but you won't go a long way. Right? So the best way to improve is to know, firstly, that you're worthy of everything great that you can possibly imagine. And because you're worthy, you are going to reach that goal, and you are going to receive everything that you want in your life. Right? And that can come from a space of not being critical, but being observational. So there's a difference between criticizing and observing. So I'm not saying that don't observe yourself. Mindfulness, in fact, which is the first step of immersive therapy, is all about, observing the self and saying, okay, so this is what I'm feeling. All right, this is authentically me. Let me work on myself, right? Let me embrace who I am in this moment. Let me embrace that authentic version of me. Let me become non-judgmental towards the self, and then let me improve from that, because I know that I'm amazing and I believe in myself and I believe that I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. So there's a difference between critical observation and, observation from a space of growth, observation from a space of how can I become a better version of myself? How can I become the best version of myself? You get that, Benny? So we can do that with much more love. We can do that with much more understanding of the self. And we don't need to criticize ourselves for that, but we can observe ourselves. That's a great question. So please go ahead and observe who you're being in this moment. And if you find that you don't prefer something that you're being right now, you can always change it, but there's a way to change it. And that way doesn't have to feel like a punishment. It doesn't have to be a criticism. It can be love, right? So that's the difference. Neha says, I felt not beautiful enough. You compared my body parts, hair with them. Okay. Well, you know what? All of us are beautiful, Neha. We're beautiful in our own way, and we have to find that beauty because we are all unique sparks of creation. Each one of you, there is no other Neha. So that's how special you are. You need to connect with that part of you that is this unique spark of creation. You need to believe in that part of you, right? You are intrinsic to the very fabric of this universe. That's how special and how beautiful you are. So your hair or your color doesn't make you beautiful, your height, nothing, none of that makes you beautiful, right? You can really connect with that part of you that is unique and special and, enhance the other parts of you just because you know what, you're worth it. And that's very possible to do. So go ahead and do that. Rama says, I can't understand the meaning of manifesting something. So Rama, manifesting something means creating something in your life that you want. Okay, so as I said, if you want the big house, then manifesting something means that, creating that for yourself, actually going ahead and buying that big house. But the reason you may not, and this is a very, small example, but the reason that you may not be able to buy that big house is because you have blocks that are not allowing you to buy that big house. So we deal with those blocks. If that is something you truly want, authentically want, because you know what, it's going to be so much fun to live in this beautiful big house with my lovely family. And it's exciting to me to do that. Then that is an authentic reason for wanting that big house. Just, I'll have more space. I'll have a garden. I can, do some gardening. I have a green thumb. I want to exercise that, all of that, right? So if you want to manifest something from a space of authenticity, then there's no way that the universe will not grant that to you. But it must be from a space of authenticity. It can't be from an imbalanced space, because if it is from an imbalanced space, it will create its own issues, right? It's self-love. So Rama says, so we can still, we still can correct ourselves through using self-compassion rather than criticism. Exactly, Rama. We can still correct ourselves, or I don't like the word correct because nothing is wrong. I don't believe in the concept of right or wrong, but we can become who we want to become without criticism, with self-love. Yes. Benny says positive mindset. There's a difference. That's a good point, because many people say that, I must have a positive mindset in life. No, you must not have a positive mindset. You need to have an authentic mindset, Benny. What I mean by that is that if you're feeling angry about something, then it's okay to feel that anger. Okay. But the only difference is that the anger is your shadow side. You need to deal with that anger. Because if you don't deal with that anger, you will create or manifest situations in your life to be more angry about. So you need to deal with that anger, right? But positive mindset, many times what people do is that, you know what, I should not be angry because I've been told that I should be positive to manifest positive things. And so they shove the anger under the carpet, but the anger doesn't go anywhere. It still exists in their energy field. They're still angry about that thing, but they're ignoring it. You get it? So it's more important to be authentic than to be positive. And this is a very, very important thing to learn and understand. Patricia says we can change coming from a place of love, not dislike or criticism. Exactly, Patricia, correct. Rama says we should be kind to ourselves because usually we're kind to other people. Yes, but harsh on ourselves, and we deserve love the most. We are worthy of love and compassion and tenderness. Exactly, Rama. You got it. High five to you. Maybe due to lack of money. Yes, but you're talking about the house. Yes, lack of money. But if you want that house, the big house, and you have lack of money, then that is a block, right? You can deal with the block of lack of money. You can remove that block of lack of money so that you can have that big house. But there's a way to do it. Okay? I heard that we cannot attract real love if we are not experiencing love within ourselves. Correct. Yes, this is something I spoke about in my last class, actually. I wonder if that's the reason why I can't attract intimate love or manifest it in my life. Yes, that could be a reason. So I say that the best way to create a healthy relationship in our life outside, like with somebody else, is to first have that healthy relationship with the self. So that's the most important thing to manifest love in our lives. We need to develop that healthy relationship with the self, right? Which means that we need to deal with our shadow side. We need to deal with the ego mind personality that is actually creating the shadow side. I hope that makes that clear, Rama. Okay, great. All right, so thank you, Neha. So any negative feeling is a representation of our shadow. Yes, it is, Rama, it is. I feel that is more about having a grateful attitude than a positive mindset. It is about being authentic, Patricia. And if you're not feeling grateful right now, then deal with that as well. Why are you not feeling grateful? Address it. Okay, it's about shoving nothing under the carpet. I'm talking, yes, it is of course great to have a positive and grateful attitude, yes. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're not really feeling that, yes, Rama, dealing with it means accepting it. If you're not really dealing with it, why you're not feeling grateful, why you're not feeling positive, if something is making you feel negative about a situation, then deal with that negative part of your shadow. You know, understand it, make friends with it, embrace it even. And the whole process of immersive therapy actually helps you to do that. How to accept negative emotions like guilt or shame. So that is what the course is all about, right? The course is all about, you know, dealing with those negative emotions. I'm going to read a little bit. The point of immersive therapy is to teach you how to deeply understand your life journey so you can digest heavy toxic emotions that are creating a block to your material and spiritual growth. So we are not discriminating here. We are saying material growth as well and spiritual growth as well. So it deals with all blocks pertaining to material and spiritual growth, both. When you arrive a point of balance in your mind and a homeostasis in your body, you can then co-create your highest life using the law of karma and the law of attraction to your benefit. So you will be learning how to use the law of attraction. You will be learning how to use the law of karma to your benefit. Many times we are not using it to our benefit, right? Because shoving things under the carpet, ignoring things, ignoring our shadow is actually going to create more of that in our life because we haven't dealt with it, right? So if we haven't dealt with something, it's like, you know what, your electricity bill. So you get your electricity bill, you have to pay. You say, no, you know what, I don't want to pay this right now. You know, a reminder will come. You have to pay your electricity bill. I don't want to pay it right now, even after the reminder will come again, but you ignore it again. And then you know what? The fourth time, they'll cut your electricity. Diva will say, gone, khalas, I'm not doing this anymore. And they'll cut your electricity, right? So the shadow side is like that. You know, you feel the anger, you say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. And then you feel it again through another situation. You say, I don't want to deal with it. And then it comes again and you say, I don't want to deal with it. And then you know what? You're going to get stomach ulcers. Because now the mind is saying, enough, I'm going to put it in the body because you're refusing to listen. Yeah. So then it comes in the physical body, or you know what, you'll have a really bad breakup or a really bad accident. It will come either in the physical body or in the physical reality in a harsh way. Because, hey, you know what, wake up, deal with this. And many people still don't deal with it. They say, you know what, I have ulcers, I'm going to take antacids every day. But you know what, then the ulcers become a cancer at the end of, you know, after many, many years. Because you've just not dealt with it, and you're a bitter person, you're an angry person, because you're not willing to deal with your shadow side. You get it? So it's really important to deal with the shadow side. It's important to embrace all that we are in this moment. There's nothing wrong with having human emotions like anger, fear, sadness, jealousy. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anything about you. It's about embracing, thank you, Rama. It's all about embracing who you are, embracing your authenticity and dealing with it. Becoming an observer of yourself and saying, okay, this is what I am right now, fine. I love myself exactly for who I am in this moment, but there are things that I would prefer to be. So you're not moving into guilt and shame about who you're being in this moment, but you're actually dealing with it in a very compassionate way, because we have to be compassionate with ourselves in order to grow, right? You wouldn't scream at a 2-year-old if she couldn't walk beautifully or really well. You'd be compassionate towards her and you'd probably help her to walk so that she can run one day, right? Similarly, you have to be compassionate with yourself as well. Sneha says, is there any way to deal with not moving out from comfort zone and finding ways to explore, finding ways to explore and grow? Don't we all love to be in our comfort zone? But you know what? Life will throw curveballs at you. And sometimes you may move away from your comfort zone, but that's okay, right? And I do believe that once you have come into a space where you're more and more in integrity with your higher self, and you have healed quite a lot of whatever needed to be healed, whatever baggage you were carrying, you have dropped it, then you are in a space where the difficulties don't last for very long, and you can understand them very quickly and move into a space of neutrality and balance very quickly. So if that's what you're talking about, then the more you heal, the more you deal with your shadow side, the more you move into balance and integrity with your higher self, the more you move into the lightness of your own frequency, the more you move into a space which is more peaceful, more joyous, right? And that is a very natural progression of healing. So, you know, it's a natural space that you come into where things just fall away very quickly. You know, even difficulties fall away very quickly. They can't stick to you long because your frequency is so subtle. So you have changed parallel realities. So in level 2 or in the advanced immersive therapy course, we really go into the details of parallel realities and how to integrate or collapse parallel realities, and how to actually integrate with our future healed self, because there is a future self, your future self, which is healed already. How do we connect and integrate with that? But in the basic course, which is the most important, it's the foundation. We actually learn how to deal with the shadow side, because that's the basic work. That's what we need to do to get the journey started. Is the course given on a one-to-one basis? Well, you'll have to check that with Illuminations. We can give it on a one-to-one basis as well. But the one we are doing on 15th, 16th is a group. So the course is actually happening on the 15th and 16th of May. It's a 2-day course, 5 hours each day. And we learn completely how to deal with the shadow side. You know, we go into these deep questions about why we are here, what we are here to do, what is our individual purpose, what is our collective purpose. We go into a step-by-step understanding of how we can digest negative emotions, how we can come into a space of balance and homeostasis. We also understand the law of attraction and the law of karma in detail, so we can use it to work for us, right? Neha is asking, how can we deal about the fear of cancer? How can you deal with the fear of cancer? So first understand why you have the fear of cancer, right? What is it helping you to do? Is it helping you to take your matters of health in your hands? Is it helping you to lead a better lifestyle? Yeah, so everything has its place. Everything is helpful to you in some way, even the fear of cancer. And once you understand that and you've digested that, then you know what? You won't fear cancer anymore. Is laziness also a shadow trait? Yes, it can be. Very much so. Sneha, so yes, laziness. Why am I being lazy? What is making me lazy? Am I being lazy because I'm finding it difficult? So analyzing the shadow side is very important, you know. Don't judge it. Analyze it. Understand it. Understand why it exists. Everything has a reason. We're going into the depths of the mind. We're going into the depths of the psyche now. And we're not afraid of it. We're not afraid of the laziness. We're not afraid of the fears. We are in a space where we are willing to look at them in the eye and say, hey, okay, how are you actually helping me? What are you doing for me? Right. What can we do to feel safe and secure? You know what? I want you to understand, all of you, that life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. Life is on your side. It is happening for you. And if it is happening for you, then why would you not feel safe and secure? Right? It's not happening to you. It's not attacking to you. It's not you against life. No, it's you and life. Your life is happening for you. You are in this feedback mechanism with your life. You are in this dance with your life where it is helping you to become a better version of yourself. And as you evolve, your life is changing. It is becoming better and better. And then it is a feedback mechanism that is helping you to grow again. So it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. And if it's happening for you, then why would you not feel safe and secure, right? It's coming up, I fear, because my mom has UT and is helping me to not become her. I didn't quite get you, Neha. Can you just clarify that? Okay, Benny says, okay, that's fine, Benny. All right, so just clarify what you're trying to say. Oh, you don't want to become her. Okay, okay. Okay, I get it. Okay. Okay, so understand that, you know, our parents are a representation of what we want to become or what we don't want to become. Okay, so they are either showing us how to be or what not to be. So just learn it, embrace it, and move on. The relationship between a parent and a child is that of exchange of love, right? And yes, you have their DNA, but that doesn't mean you're going to activate their DNA. The epigenetics of it, that's a whole different story, depends very much on you. No, so you're not going to become her. Unless you're holding on to her programs, you're not going to become her, Neha. So check, am I holding the same programs as my mother? Do I have her anger? Do I have her sadness? Whatever it is. Or are you growing through these experiences and becoming your own person, becoming a better and better version of yourself? Make sense? Great. So I just want to talk about, and if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I just want to talk about the foundation course a little bit and what it really helps you to do. So it helps you to clear negative emotional charge that is blocking your material and spiritual progress. It helps you to create balance in your mind and homeostasis in your body for stress-free living. It helps you to understand the purpose of your life. It helps you to move into the awareness of the lessons perceived negative situations are teaching you. So we are perceiving the situation to be negative. It helps us to understand that there is really no negative and positive. A negative situation is simply teaching us a lesson we need to learn. It's simply helping us to understand something about ourselves that we don't already know. And it helps you to create a life of material and spiritual abundance, right? So when you move into balance, when you move into homeostasis, you can create all kinds of abundance in your life. Abundance in wealth, abundance in relationships, abundance in career opportunities, you name it, right? You can create spiritual abundance in your life, all kinds of abundance. All right. So I want to talk about a little bit about who should learn immersive therapy. So everybody who wants a stress-free life, because stress is one of the main causes that keeps us away from living a happy, healthy life, right? So how can you have a stress-free living? So this is for people who want to have a stress-free living. Everyone who wants to create more abundance, as I said, material and spiritual. Everyone who is seeking the meaning of life. I mean, for me, that was my greatest intention that led me to this. Why are we here? What is the meaning of it all? I want to know the purpose of it all. So if you're seeking that, then you're at the right place. Therapists who want to grow their emotional healing toolkit. So if you're a therapist and you want to have more tools in your toolkit, then this is great for you. Therapists who want to learn inner child healing. So all of you, whoever does the course, is going to learn inner child healing, which is a very, very effective tool to deal with, you know, those parts of us that have been lost in the past, that have been lost in the journey of our life, in our childhood, in our teenage years. We're going to reclaim those parts of us. And that's a very, very beautiful, very, very rewarding journey. In the advanced course, we also go into past lives and future lives. So that is a very interesting journey to take. We go into frequential parallel realities as well. But in this foundational course, we deal with the inner child, because that's perhaps the most important thing you can do, is to learn the lessons that your life experiences are trying to teach you, and to integrate all those inner children so that you can move into more and more balance, more and more homeostasis, and move into higher frequencies where you'll be in integrity with your higher self, with your soul, right? Perfect. All right. So, yes, Neha, you get a certificate too. So at the moment, there are 2 levels in immersive therapy. There's a basic level, that's the foundational course, and there's an advanced level as well. The basic level is 2 days, as I said, 5 hours each day. And it really trains you in immersive therapy, in the whole process, the immersive therapy process. And it takes you really deep, as I said, into the understanding of life. The second course, the advanced course, which we'll announce later, is where you will get into parallel realities, and you'll get into the understanding of how to collapse parallel realities, right? So we do that in the second course. I hope that clarifies your questions. Yes, you do get certified too. You'll get certified through Illuminations, right? And you can practice it. I'm glad you enjoyed that drama. Does anyone have any more questions? Thank you, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this, and yes, it's going to be on Zoom, because we are that's where we are meeting most. So Rama, it's going to be on Zoom at the moment, though I do physical workshops as well, but that will be later. Right now it's on Zoom. So Rama, the link is, you can just, message Illuminations and they will help you with the link, or I'll ask them to give you all the details. So the fee is, it is $14.99 for the 2 days for the basic course. So that's what the fees is. You're welcome, Kamaini. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for attending. And if you have any more questions, you can ask the Illuminations team, or you can ask them to direct the questions to me, and I'm happy to answer whatever questions you have. I'm doing one more, introduction to immersive therapy on the 10th. So I hope that you can join then, and you will get even more information about it. On the 10th, I'm going to do a demo as well, where I will take you into a little bit of an experiential session about immersive therapy, what it feels like, what it's all about. So I've left that for the 10th, and I hope you can all attend. So, I can share that with you as well. You're welcome. See you soon. Thank you for coming.